So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niren here, and today it is time for me to bring you another video looking ahead towards FIFA 19 and career mode in general. Now, we all know how difficult the task is sometimes of choosing what team you're going to start your first FIFA 19 career mode save, or any FIFA for that matter, of the past and of the present. It can sometimes be very difficult with all the teams on the game to actually decide who you are going to use. Well, today I'm going to be bringing you 12 teams that you should definitely use at some point during FIFA 19. For whatever reason, they're not road to glory sides, but I can do that in a separate video, but they are teams in the top tiers or second tiers of their countries that have a lovely storyline or a really good reason to use them. If you go on to enjoy the video, then slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But first of all, we have got Wolverhampton Wanderers, new to the Premier League for this 2018-2019 season, and they've been making a lot of headlines over here in England for reasons not actually linked to England, but linked to Portugal. So many signings they have been making with the help of Jorge Mendes and lots of other Portuguese representatives and stuff, likes of João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, obviously, Jota, Raúl Jiménez of Mexico coming in from Benfica, I think it was. So plenty of new signings, plenty of really good players, and that is a good team and a good young side as well that will grow massively as a career mode progresses. New to the Premier League and could definitely do bits in a first season within it. Next up, we've got Atletico Madrid, the Spanish giants. In fairness, I can't imagine this is, it's not going to be a rebuild by any stretch of the imagination. They've already got a very good side, but again, it is, that's the reason why they've got so many good players, and they made some interesting signings as well in this transfer window. The likes of Santiago Arias coming in from PSV Eindhoven, the main man Thomas Lamar joining from Monaco, and a couple of others as well. They've got a very good young side too, and generally speaking, a very exciting one that would be great to use and great to try and get the better, basically, of their rivals Real Madrid and, of course, Barcelona as well, and maybe try and win that elusive Champions League. Crossing over to Italy, and we've got Lazio, another side with some very good players and some very good potential players. The Albanian goalkeeper, I can't remember how you pronounce his name, but Stefan de Vrij, as well as plenty of players over at Lazio with really good potential. So I think there's like 10 or 11 players in that side with like 83 or above potential. They've obviously lost Felipe Anderson, who I'll come on to a little bit later on in this video, but still plenty of really good players within that team. And a side that hasn't really seen too much in the form of silverware and success recently, overshadowed a little bit by their rivals in the same city being Roma, so that's a nice little storyline to add to it. Lyon is a bit of a return to glory in a sense, in the way that they were so dominant in the French league in the mid-thousands. I remember growing up and watching the likes of Michel Bastos and Lisandro Lopez and really taking them to heart as like my favourite overseas players, and then since then obviously Paris Saint-Germain have overtaken the likes of Bordeaux, Montpellier and Lille. I think have even won titles since then, or at least competed for titles, and Lyon have been left a little bit in the past. Monaco as well, the same, but a great youth system over there, some great young players, a couple of new wonder kids to be added to the game as well as some existing ones, and a very good and exciting young side overall. Moving back to England though, and a similar story with West Ham, who have made some unreal signings in this transfer window. The likes of Jack Wilshere coming in on a free from Arsenal, Andre Yarmolenko from Borussia Dortmund, Issa Diop, a wonder kid coming in from Toulouse, and that man Felipe Anderson, who's left Lazio, another team in this video, to join West Ham. They are a great side with some great young talent, pride itself on their youth academy as well, like Lyon before them, so that's a great little storyline as well, trying to rebuild that once famous West Ham youth academy or young player system that saw the likes of Jermaine Defoe, Rio Ferdinand, Joe Cole and Frank Lampard play for the side all at the same time back in the early thousands. Moving on, we've got Hamburg, and this is the only side I think that are in the second tier of their country in this video, and the simple reason is it's almost a bit of a return to glory in a sense, because Hamburg were relegated, I believe, for the first time in their history the last season that we have just had, down into the second tier of German football. So obviously the storyline is to get them back to where they should be, back to the German Bundesliga, and of course the summit of it as well, overtaking the giants that are Bayern Munich. Decent young side though. I imagine they've lost some of their main players, the likes of Halilovic. I haven't actually checked up on the side, but they've still got some very good youngsters over there and a good side to use, with probably a decent budget in comparison to other second tier German sides. But what a storyline for this next one. Parma, of course, are back in the Italian big time after going into severe financial issues, being relegated down to, I think, the 4th tier of Italian football several years ago. They are back in Serie A, and what better time than to use them to complete the road or the return to glory. Some incredible players have played for Parma over the years, like Hernan Crespo, Gianluigi Buffon back in his younger years, and it would be great to see legends of the current game playing for Parma in a career mode save. I know personally I'm definitely going to be attempting that one. I'm also going to be doing a career mode save with a team I support, Liverpool. Very exciting times for us as well. Plenty of new players coming in this year, the likes of Naby Keita, Fabinho, Alisson. Lots of great players, lots of existing great players. Obviously the likes of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, and some youngsters too in the shape of the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and the such like. Overall, great side to use, and obviously we haven't won a traditional Premier League title. We've won the old Division 1, but we've never won a Premiership or Premier League since 1992 when it was formed. So obviously that's a storyline as well, and one that I'm reminded of on a very regular basis. However, we move on. We mentioned Alisson. We've got the side that he was bought from next up, and that is Roma, in the same fashion that Salah used to play for these guys, but seems to be on the road towards replacing some of them. I mean, they brought in some good players in this transfer window. They missed out on Malcolm, who ended up going to Barcelona, but Justin Kluivert, there was a couple of others actually, I can't remember who they were. Justin Kluivert definitely joined. They've obviously got Cengiz Under as well. I don't know how you pronounce his first name, but what I'm trying to suggest is a lot of young, good talent is playing for that Roma side at the moment, and good talent that's going to grow to great potentials on career mode, so watch out for them. And again, trying to overturn the dominance of Juventus in recent years. Amiens of Ligue 1 are next up, and there's a simple reason why these guys are in this one, and that's that they have the lowest amount of transfer budget of any team in the top 5 leagues in Europe, so you know you're definitely going to get a challenge with these guys. Now, one thing that would have been nice is if they still had Ndombele, who was a defensive midfielder, but he's just been snapped up by Lyon, had a very good potential. Still got a couple of 80+ rated potential players in the form of Guano, a centre-back, Zungu, a centre mid from South Africa, and also Moussa Konate, a Senegalese striker. So some decent players in that side still over in France. Now the penultimate side is one that isn't even actually confirmed to be in the game yet, although pretty much everybody is suggesting the Chinese league is going to be in FIFA this year. Shanghai SIPG, obviously, if you want to use this side in the Chinese league, then feel free, but if you want to do some sort of crossover series where you want to have them in one of the English leagues or one of the European leagues, generally speaking, that would also be quite cool as well. But if you want to conquer China, these guys are definitely the guys to go for. I believe they've got Hulk and Oscar on their roster as well. So if you want to build China's league into one of the best on FIFA 19, then I think this is the team to go for, and one that would offer a very interesting challenge in the first year that league is on the game. However, finally, we have got another team back in Europe, returning back to Germany for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Again, a very decent side with some very good young players, the likes of Dorgan Hazard, also Mikhail Cuisance, Denis Zakaria, Nico Elvedi, and obviously some more established names like Raphael and Jan Sommer as well, also playing over at Mönchengladbach as well. Great side to use because they've got a good base, some really good players that you can build upon in the first couple of seasons of a career mode, and then a couple of really young players that will grow for the later years, maybe seasons 4 and 5 and seasons beyond that. I think that's a great way to go about a career mode save, having those instant impact players right at the start and then ones that grow as the save carries on. But that is 12 teams that you should 100% use during the course of your career mode saves, and let me know down in the comment section which ones you are most excited for using and seeing in your career mode saves. Obviously, as I mentioned, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm really looking forward to using them in some sort of guise on career mode, especially with their new signings, but the likes of Wolves and Lyon and Parma will also offer their own different challenges, as well as Shanghai SIPG, because who doesn't want to do a career mode save in a new league? Absolutely nobody. That is the answer to that question. Anyway, I'm completely rambling at this point, but if you want to see any more videos like this with some more teams or some Road to Glory teams, then drop that down in the comment section. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media these days too. My Twitter handle is @theofficialfng, and my Insta is the same. Links are down below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.